Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshuru-unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kirpatadam Bande Shri Gurum Dintaranam Pramanand Madhvam Shri Chaitanya Isuram Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pacharine निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त विंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 नाम संकीर्तन की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव विंद की जय संबल भक्त विंद की जय हरे कृष्णा. So far we have completed 64 anga of bhakti. And this chapter 7, evidence regarding devotional principles. So this chapter Prabhupada has written as purport. So you would not see many verses, but some of the statement that you would see in this verse is basically citation from different places such as Srimad Bhagavatam or Padma Puran or other places. I can just give one or two example and then move very quickly to next chapter. And this is going to be homework for all of you to read the purport of Nectar of Devotion so that you can understand from where this particular anga or limb in English we say is being cited to. So I'm very sure that all of you have seen this verse. So this is Guru Padasraya, taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Guru. This is top 1 out of top 10 that we have to do. It says Tasmad Gurum Parpadeta Jigyasu Sriya Uttamam Sabde Parecha Nishnatam Brahmani Upasham Asrayam. Upasam Asrayam. So this says that that person who are Jigyashu, who have questions about Uttamam, about what is the goal of life. So Jigyasu Sreya Uttamam, top class question. Means what is after this life, who we are, all of that you have heard. Sabdapade, which is beyond the ordinary understanding. Okay. Science of bhakti is Sabdapade. Anything that we talk is not from this word, it's from the spiritual word. So that person, Tasmad, therefore, Gurum, spiritual master, Parpadeta, he approach, he look, he search for a spiritual master because he has questions. He's Jigasu and he wants to know what is this, what is that related to spiritual life. So that's how this one is given, coming from Bhagavatam 11th canto, 3rd chapter, verse number 21. And this is also one of the verse I think mentioned in one of the Upanishad. So likewise, there are series of verses here that talks about from where this particular anga is coming. So I would like all of you to go through that purport very carefully, because knowing the verse is not a scope of this course, but I just added this here for your learning so that you would know that it's coming from. Hold on, somebody. So you know that it's coming from somewhere. Okay, devotees. So please go and read the purport very carefully and you will find all of this. So that's how we go up
When
to
you're saying perfect, Prabhuji, you're meaning we'll actually go to the Veda base and
summary. The summary that Prabhupada has given. I'm trying to find where is my here, Nectar of Devotion. So please look at chapter 7. Do you have Nectar of Devotion in front of you, Prabhuji?
yes, right now. Yes.
Okay. So chapter number says evidence regarding devotional principles. In the book that I have, it's page number 59.
Yeah, same here.
Right. If you go to then in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, see third chapter, verse 21. Prabhupada tells Maharaj Nimi, my dear king, please know for certainly that in the material world there is no happiness. It is simply a mistake to think that there is happiness there, because this place is full of nothing but miserable condition. Any person who seriously desires to achieve real happiness must must seek out a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him by initiation. You see here?
Yes, yes,
So
Prabhuji.
likewise, so verse is not it's just given here that 11th canto, third chapter, verse number 21, and then the summary is given. Okay, so likewise, if you go through uh, serving the spiritual master with faith, accepting initiation from the spiritual master, and receiving instruction from him. So this top three: accepting the shelter of the bona fide spiritual master, accepting initiation from the spiritual master, and receiving instruction from him, receiving the serving the spiritual master with faith and confidence. These three are top three out of 10 do's. So you would see that all of that has been listed, and there is no verse given here, but it says that seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 13th chapter, verse number 8, Narad Muni talks. So all of these are referred as a summary. So that's the point I was trying to make.
Okay.
So please go and read those. That's the homework. Is it doable or not?
Yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah, we'll go to the Veda base. My question was whether we have to go to the Veda base or go to the NOD itself. But you're
It's
saying
totally up to you. I
refer
mean,
the NOD,
whatever.
refer the NOD and go to the Veda base and see the.
Yeah, whatever is easier for you. For me, it really doesn't matter, Prabhuji. Wherever you read, you have to read. You read in the Veda base or you read using your books. Right now, people are very digital, so they like,
No, 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 no. By Veda base, I meant the book itself.
yeah, the same book, right? In digital format.
Mm.
That's what you meant, right, Prabhu?
No, no, no. What I meant was in Nectar of Devotion,
Yeah.
page 59 or all the different subtopics, the verse number is indicated. So we can go to Srimad Bhagavatam, open it and read it also. Right? That's what
Oh,
you're saying.
no, that is not needed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is not required. The particular verse, like if you see here,
Mm-hmm.
I have cited all of this verse. This is
Mm-hmm.
just in case if somebody is, you know, asking, or if somebody is very enthusiastic to read the verse. But reading verse is not the scope of this course, and I'm not going to ask in the exam about these verses. I just wanted to show you as an example, you know, that all of these anga that we are seeing, it's coming from different, places, different scriptures like Adi Puran, Padma Puran, Srimad
But this is
Bhagavatam.
mentioned in BRS, right?
These verses are mentioned in Bhakti Samrita Sindhu. Yeah. So the verse that you are seeing is coming from Bhakti Samrita Sindhu. You're right. Thank you. I knew what you meant exactly. So is
Mm-hmm.
it clear, Prabhu? Or
Yes, yes. We'll go
okay,
through this chapter.
right. So you have to go through each and every. I mean, I can go through these verses. Literally, I'll say the same thing. What I
Mm-hmm.
said, in the previous classes. It's just reading the verses.
Got it. Got it.
So please do so. And then this next fourth chapter, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, in fact, 5 chapters. So first 20 Angas of Bhakti we saw in chapter number 7.
Right.
And then likewise, Prabhupada has expanded on that until chapter number 13, which includes the 5 potent form of the devotional service, which is given in chapter 13. So 5, 6 chapter that you would see, all of other angas are covered.
Mhm.
So again, you have to go through each of them, each chapter. But I'll just quickly summarize where is what. So chapter by chapter, I'll go through. So first 20 is given, first 19 up to 20 is given in chapter 7. And then 19 and 20 is given in chapter 8. Verse number 9 and limb number 19 and 20. These two anga of bhakti are expanded. So 19 is sevanam apradhanam bhava abhava karita, avoiding the offenses in deity worship and chanting. And then 20 anga is Krishna tad bhakta vidvesha vinidadi vi ninda adi asahisnuta, not tolerating the blasphemy of Krishna and his devotee by those who hate them. Are you following, Prabhus? So you have to take shelter of nectar of devotion, and there you'll understand. Or maybe you can take the snap of this screen that I'm showing here. So chapter 8 talks about these two angas of bhakti. So 19 and 20 is mentioned in chapter 8, and from 1 to 19 is mentioned in chapter 7, 1 to 18. Bhut anudvega daita, not troubling other living entity. Another Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhuji.
tell me, are you good so far up to chapter 8?
Yes, chapter 8. Yes. Yeah.
Only up to
Offenses to
chapter
be
8. I'm
avoided.
not going to,
Offenses to be avoided.
right. So chapter 8 has only these two angas of bhakti, which is avoiding offenses in deity worship and chanting. So deity aprad and nam aprad, seva aprad or and nam aprad.
Mm.
And then 20th is not tolerating the blasphemy of Krishna and his devotee by those who hate them. So as a pure devotee, we don't or you don't have to talk the blasphemy. That's number one. And number two, if somebody is talking, should you hear or not hear? It says that one should not hear. So we'll talk about that. Okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
So let's we'll come back to this slide later, or maybe I can explain what we are going to see. So we had total 64 anga of bhakti. First 18, their evidences we saw in chapter 7. Chapter 8 has detailed explanation of anga 19 and 20. And then chapter 9 talks about two angas. So 21 to 42. It should be 21. A mistake there. And then chapter 10 gives detailed description from anga 43 to 46. Chapter 11 goes from 47 to 53. Chapter 12, 54 to 64. So by chapter 12, all of these angas, 64 angas, are given in detail. Prabhupada has given us in detail. And then chapter 13th, as we went through the list of anga, the last 5 angas are given again to re-emphasize the importance of it. So those 5 angas are mentioned in detail in chapter number 13. And title of that chapter is 5 Potent Forms of Devotional Service. So one by one, Prabhupada has taken one of the ang and then given us detailed understanding. Okay. Is it clear so far?
Yes.
And I make sure that I'm not moving too fast. So let's see what are mentioned in chapter 8 about blasphemy and naam or seva aparadh. I would like somebody. So here is basically a summary of those 20 do's and don'ts. Did we go through it? Yeah, I think we have gone through it, right? Can anybody remember? I think yes, we went through it.
We went through this one.
Yes, yes. So 19th is Seva Nam Aparadha Nam Ubhava Abhava Karita Krishna Tadbhaktaya Vidvesha Binindadi Asahishunuta. So we'll just talk about these two anga. So somebody please read this. So there are 32 offenses in deity worship. And what are those offenses? Many of us are part of the service, or you are aspiring to be Brahmin initiated. So we need to know what are the offenses when we do the deity worship. Anybody is already engaged in doing deity worship at this point? No, no need to be shy, you know. I started doing deity worship even I was not initiated. But I was living in a place where there was not many devotees staying, and I was regular. So senior devotee told me, no, Prabhu, you can do it. You know, you help us, help us.
You mean
So
to say in the temple,
at least I
Prabhu?
was cooking.
You mean to say in the temple?
Yeah, cooking, not deity worship, cooking.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it depends, you know, where you are. If there are not enough devotees, it's better to, you know, do than not do. So now I'm Brahmin initiated, but I did some deity worship even before that because devotee allowed me. They said that, you know, you are first initiated and we'll let you do it. Their mercy. That's why bhakti is only mercy, you know, only mercy Prabhu's. So yes, can somebody read what are the 32 offenses? And very slowly, no rush, so that everybody can understand.
I
See
can
what
read.
are, yeah, slowly, nicely, Prabhuji, please read it.
Yes. Entering the Lord's temple in a palanquin or with shoes.
So you know
Not
that we don't enter in the temple with shoes, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Not observing the festivals of the deity, like Janmashtami and the major festival.
Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima. On 10th, we have Nityanand Tradasi. Yes. Everybody, please listen very carefully, okay? Make sure that you are not doing one of these things. Yes.
Third one, not offering obeisances in front of the Lord.
Yes.
And fourth, offering prayers to the Lord in an unclean state or after having eaten without washing properly.
Yes.
Fifth, offering respects with one hand. We should be folded hands. We should be offering.
Yes. Astang Dandavot.
Yeah.
Astang Dandavot, very clean. Fall down on the floor and pay obeisance. Yes.
And sixth, circumambulating in front of the Lord.
So in US temple, we don't have this feature. But if you go to, temple in India, like if you have been to Krishna Balram temple, our ISKCON temple, Prabhupada Samadhi, there is, roundabout.
Yes.
You were there, right?
Yes, I was there.
So
And
you
yeah.
can circumambulate there.
Yes.
And then our main deity, Radha Sam Sundar, Nitai Gaur, God Nitai and Krishna Balram, they are on the altar. And outside, that after Guru Puja, we do Kirtan. You have been there, right, Prabhu?
Yes, I've been there, Prabhu. Yes.
How many of you have been there and participated in Kirtan? I hope many of you, right, Manohar Prabhu?
In Vrindavan, yeah, I've participated in the
After Guru
morning.
Puja. Now, once Guru Puja is done, Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma, Bandha Mui Sarvadara Mate. As soon as it's done, then everybody, they do Kirtan little bit. And then after that, we go outside and 3 times. Have you seen? Have you participated in that?
I have not participated. I have not participated there.
Okay. Yeah, I have many times. I play Mirdanga, I'm now getting old, Kartals. I have enthusiastically participated. So, or in the Prabhupada, at the Prabhupada Samadhi also, there is roundabout. It's made, like that, so the devotee goes and circumambulate. Karunanidhi, loves doing that.
So
every morning she'll go and do it. Yeah.
One question, Prabhuji. Here, the offenses we are talking, right? The sixth one. So circumambulating in front of the Lord. So is it? So I'm trying to understand this point, Prabhuji. Can you?
So you are saying that is it offense or this is something that we should do?
Yeah, so these are like, for example, entering into the temple with the shoes, that is an offense. So far, whatever we have seen, these are offenses. But sixth one.
So this is basically just in front of the Lord. But I'm talking about roundabout. Like it goes side, it goes back. So in most of our temple, we don't have this means to do it. So we should not do it.
There is no such thing also in ISKCON temple. We cannot go behind the deities, right?
No, in India they have. That's why I was saying the example. That's the reason I gave you the example. That in India we have it. Every temple you go, you have to circumambulate it. So item number 6, one should not circumambulate in front of Sri Krishna. The process of circumambulating in the temple is that one should begin circumambulating from the deity right hand side of the temple and come round. Please read that. Such circumambulation should be performed outside the temple structure at least 3 times daily.
Interesting.
Did you hear me, Prabhu?
Yeah, I hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it says that it should be starting from the right hand side of the temple. Okay. And one should come around at least 3 times. One should not circumambulate in front of Sri Krishna. The process of circumambulating the temple is that one should begin circumambulating from the deity's right hand side. From deity's right hand side of the temple and come round. Such circumambulation should be performed outside the temple structure at least 3 times daily. So in Brindavan, our Krishna Balaram temple, it's outside. Right?
Yeah.
And they move clockwise. Clockwise. They move clockwise around the temple.
Yeah, and then they come right, they come from the front and then they start from right side.
Yep.
Right? From the right door. So fully complying with this one. Okay, Prabhu. Now we'll discuss this. It's very important.
Yeah. Usually in the, suppose if you go to the here also Hindu temple, Hindu temples, they have the way to go around the
okay.
Yeah. So usually people do that. So that is an offense. So that is what I'm
outside, right?
Not outside. Outside, yes, outside. Yes. Suppose the big temple is there. Within that, small temples are there for each deity. So around that small temple, people usually do the circumambulation. So.
Yeah, I don't know, Prabhu. I haven't seen it. I don't know what is the foundation for that action, from where they are referring it. Okay. But I can only talk about what I have seen in ISKCON temple. Okay, Prabhuji. So please read. Continue reading. 7th now.
And spreading the legs in front of the deity.
That we know, right?
Yeah.
That we know, that we don't put our leg in front of deity, right? And one should not spread his legs before the deity. Okay. Continue, Prabhu.
Clasping the hands on the knees in front of the deity. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we should be clapping hands, not on the knees.
Clasping.
Oh, yeah. Clasping.
Clasping means crossing over, right, Prabhu? Or
clasping on the knees.
The knees.
Yeah. Or patting over the knees, Yeah, tuck, tuck.
Yeah. Like professional singers do that, right? Kind of thing. That is the thing we should not be doing, maybe.
What professional singer does, Prabhu?
I think on the lap they kind of do what is the thala or something like that, right?
Yeah. Like that, they do like this, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says here that a holding or enveloping with or as if with the hands or arms. So it's kind of tapping or holding or giving music on the knee. Sometimes we do that, right? Those are not acceptable. I haven't seen though. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I haven't seen. Yeah.
Yeah, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, I was.
But here, yeah.
It's a style of sitting instead of crisscross.
Yes. Yeah. So like people put their like you will see that they will put the feet like this.
They'll hug
and then put the hand hand over it.
Yeah.
So like to enclose and hold with arms, like maybe putting like this. I don't know if you can see, like you bend your knees and then put with your hand. So just regular, all of that is within clasping.
Mm.
Lying down in front of the deity. One should not lie down in front of the deity.
Yes.
Sleeping in front of the deity.
And eating in front of
Eating in front of the deity. Yeah. Right away you close the altar. As soon as somebody comes with the plate, altar is closed. So don't eat. Do you do like that in your temple, Prabhu?
it is a open place, Prabhu. Means like yeah, it's a little bit far. We don't eat the close to the DT, the pictures where we have, but it is
Okay.
far. So,
It
and
says that crossing, embracing, in clasping, enfolding, grasping, hugging, straining, all of that is coming under clasping.
mm,
And then lying down in front of the deity,
yeah.
eating in front of the deity. For sure, we don't do that, right? And then read, continue reading. It's very
Telling
interesting.
lies, yeah, these are the really interesting. Telling lies in front of the DT,
Yeah, you don't lie in front of the deity.
speaking loudly in front of.
Sakshi Gopal, you've heard the story, right?
Yes.
Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yep.
Deities are person.
Mm.
Okay, and then?
Speaking loudly in front of the DT.
Yeah. Singing can be done loudly, but we don't start chastising somebody.
And gossiping in front of the.
Yeah. Mundane subject.
Crying in front of the DT.
That is also not acceptable. I don't know why, but it's not.
Hare Krishna.
Quarrel, I understand.
Quarreling in front of the DT and fighting in front of the DT. Thanking others in front of the DT.
Yeah, that's why you have to read this book. Yes. In front of deity, only deity should be appreciated and praised.
Mm.
And appreciation and praisal should be done when altar is closed.
Mm.
So this part, when I read a few years back, it really made a lot of impact. I understood, oh my gosh. So this is saying that, once, but for DT as a service, sometimes it's acceptable. But normally in front of DT, we don't like appreciating others too much, or one should not expect to be appreciated in front of the DT. Yes.
The mood should be serving mood, but not you're getting.
DT should be appreciated.
Appreciated, not you are appreciated kind of.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, we are not important in front. Servitude, right? Servant. How servant will do, Prabhu?
Yeah.
So you have to understand that these tips are given in the mood of a dasya. So answer is that as a servant, it should not get appreciation in front of the deity. Servant is always busy appreciating master. Please read. Yeah.
Saying cruel words in front of the deity and covering oneself with a blanket in front of the deity. Criticizing others in front of the deity and praising others in front of the deity. Thanking and praising. It looks like both are close, right? 17 and 21. Here it's said praising. And using vulgar language in front of the deity. Passing air in front of the deity. Hare Krishna. Offering less items when capable of offering more.
Have you seen in the temples, Prabhu, like when offerings are, offering is done, you have to make sure like full plate rice, full plate dal. When I was in Kalachandji and Radha Kalachandji in Dallas, so they have a separate kitchen for Radharani. And only Brahmin can cook. So I was not Brahmin, but one of the devotee, he will always ask me to come and assist him, Siddham Prabhu. He runs Krishna culture now. He bought Krishna culture. You know Krishna culture, right?
Yeah, the website we ordered the
Yeah, so he bought the whole thing and he retired and he's running it. So I know the family very well. So Prabhu, when he was cooking, he would say, Ram, Ramacharya. I was initiated that time, first initiated. Come and help me. So two or three devotees, I would just go and cut the vegetables, chop, other items. I would not cook. You have to be Brahmin to cook, but you can be the assistant. So I was just his assistant.
Good.
And then when cooking is done, when he will offer, everything will go up to like brim. The rice will be like parabolic shape on the top, and then salad will be all the way up there, dal will be all up there. So I was thinking why, so that's then I read it as, oh, okay, so there is teaching here that don't offer less item when you are capable to offer more.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji.
25. Eating food without offering it, and not offering seasonal fruits to the deity. We should be offering all seasonal fruits. Offering the deity what is offered already to someone else.
That definitely nobody does, right?
But yes, we don't do that. Sitting with one's back to the deity.
That's
So
also we always tell devotees to not do it, especially when somebody is making announcement or doing some service, addressing people. Right away they put their back.
Yep.
And then we go there, Prabhu, can you stand like that? We request. But once you have read this thing very carefully, then at least there are certain things that you can very easily avoid, right?
Yep. And 21, addressing others in front of the deity. So addressing here, maybe by the designation, Prabhu, is that what it is?
So addressing means, again, calling out somebody. Prabhu, please come, where are you? Like that, Oh, I have one thing that I wanted to talk to you. Yesterday something happened, I was looking for you. Right?
Okay.
Those type of, subject, which is not related to deity worship.
And 30, praising oneself in front of the deity. So it
Nobody does that, right?
Yeah. So
do you do that?
Self-praising, right? Like
yeah, I'm this and that, I'm great. Devotee normally don't do that, I know. Nobody will do that.
Being silent in front of the guru.
That means, you should appreciate Guru. That's what it means here. So, Prabhupada says that one should not fail to offer some praisal in the presence of a spiritual master. So if you are saying good thing about a spiritual master, dear Guru Maharaj, you came and weather became very warm. It was very cold. One devotee I remember, Pachai Maharaj was here. He reached out and said that, I said, see, he's following nectar of devotion. Maharaj's weather was very cold. As soon as you came, it became warmer. So those are the words of praisal.
So the last one here is criticizing the deity. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So criticizing the deity means, thinking that name of Shiva or other demigods are either equal or greater than the name of Krishna. Or thinking that what other can do, Krishna cannot do, those type of things. Akama sarva kamava, moksha kama udhardhi. No akam, sarva kam or moksha kam. All of them should Tivrena bhakti yogena yajatah param purusha. So the udhardhi, the intelligent person, either he is kama, he has some desire. Kama here means material desire. Or akama, he does not have material desire. He might have some other spiritual desire. Or he is mokshkami. All of these three people, Sukadeva Goswami says in Bhagavatam, second canto, third chapter, I believe, yes, third chapter. He says that they should engage in Tyurena Bhakti Yogena. They should engage in intense devotional service of Param Purusha, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because by worshipping Supreme Personality of Godhead, all other goals will be fulfilled. So this is the list of 32 offenses. Besides these, I'm reading, there are a number of offenses which are mentioned in Braha. And then Prabhupada give another list of 29 offenses that is mentioned in Braha, which I don't have here. But I just wanted to give you some list so that you all can go and read it. So please read it very carefully. If you don't read it, then how you would know, right? And then after that, there are 10 offenses against the holy name. May I ask how many of you know the 10 offenses against the holy name? Or how many of you recite every day? This is, I know you may not like it, but I want to know if you recite it every day or not.
We recite every Sunday morning, Prabhuji, 10 offenses as part of our morning Mangalaharati. Sunday together we do. So after the Mangalaharati and Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sithastakam recitation, we read the all the 10 offenses.
Yes. So even if we don't go to temple, like for example, we are living away from temple, or we are grihastha, we have to go and work, but still we should get up in the morning. Get up in the morning and then take shower. After taking shower, put the tilak at 12 places. After putting tilak, not ring the bell and then get up get into the DT room. And first thing you should do, maybe we cannot get the time to do full arti, samsara dava, narida loka, read the Guru Ashtakam. Then after that, Narsimha prayer. Then after that, Tulsi prayer. Put some water every day at the root of Tulsi Marani. And then after that, read Chatana Sikshastakam. Then 10 offenses against the holy name. Then start chanting. We cannot do like temple program, but at least the mantra should be chanted. Getting up in the morning, those should be part of our life. So we should do that. We should try to do that. And then when we read the 10 offenses, we go through this list. So what is first offense? I would like to go through it. What is the first offense?
To blaspheme the
Yeah,
devotee.
to blaspheme devotee who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of Krishna.
Krishna.
What is second offense?
To consider the names of Lord
Demigods, like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma to be equal or independent of the name of Lord
Krishna.
Vishnu. What is third one?
Disrespecting Guru.
To disobey the order of a spiritual master. What is fourth one?
Blaspheming scriptures.
Yeah, blaspheme the Vedic literature or any literature in the pursuance of Vedic wisdom. What is fifth? To consider chanting of Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
Nation.
Yeah. Sixth, to consider chanting of Hare Krishna
Is a ritual activity
yes.
in the Vedas, fruitive activity.
Yeah, fruitive activity. And what is seventh?
Commit sinful activities.
Yes, to commit offenses on the strength of
Holy name. Holy
Yeah,
name.
yeah. That I'm chanting name of Krishna. I can eat meat, and my chanting will basically subdue the reaction of meat eating. Yes. And eight, to consider chanting of Hare Krishna to be an auspicious activities offered in Veda as karma kand, fruitive activity. So chanting should not be considered as karma kanda or fruitive activity. This is for a spiritual transformation. And ninth one is very important.
Inattentive chanting.
To instruct the faithless person about the glories of
Holy name.
chanting the holy name
Holy
of the
name.
Lord. So we should also not be too enthusiastic about talking or preaching somebody who is dveshi, who is envious about Krishna, because your intent is very good and you reach out that person to preach about Krishna, but that person will make more a bigger offense. I don't believe in this. Who is this? So that is why devotee's life, Prabhupada said, is walking on a fine wire, very carefully what to do, what not to do, how to conduct. The more you advance in your bhakti, the better you know how to live. First, how I should conduct, what people are thinking and not thinking, that definitely is there. But aligning your Guru Shastra Sadhu Vakya, Tine Takariya Yakya, Natandas Thakur says. So aligning our life doesn't have to be, uh, on a bigger scale, doesn't have to be in a way that everybody knows what you are doing, but you yourself should be aligning. And 10th one is very famous, right?
Inattentive chanting while chanting.
To maintain some material attachment, even after hearing so many instructions on this subject matter. And then it is also offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must carefully guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve desired success. Krishna Prem. Now let us offer our humble obeisances to all Srimad Bhakti Vin. That's how we do, right? So once that part is done, then Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta. So if you have a spiritual master, like my spiritual master is Radhanath Swami Maharaj, so I say Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Iti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyamadi Paschat Desatarine. Then Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinda. Then you start chanting. And anytime in the chanting, during chanting, if you get disturbed, somebody comes and tells Prabhu, 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 or somebody is calling you and important devotee, you have to pick up the phone, or you have to talk to somebody, some senior devotee calling you, you have to pick up the phone, and then you have to talk about some services. When you go back again, at least Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinda Ki Jai, you do. Also, make sure that you chant minimum rounds in a given period of time, because my observation is that after 7 o'clock it's very hard for me to chant, very hard, very difficult. I cannot focus, I cannot hear holy name, my chanting is very, so if I have to do something else, I'll plan, okay, tomorrow I have to go for Mangalarti, so make sure that before I leave 8 round I can chant. I have to do this service, I can only chant 8 round there, like that. All of that you should plan. Bhakti advancement in Krishna consciousness means very well calculated life. That's tapasya. Prabhupada doesn't say that you have to go to the forest and live in a secluded place, sit down on the kusa grass, and not fast, and then nothing. We don't do like that. But then also you should not slack. You should not think that, time will come and everything will become fine. I will advance. No, no, no. Sincerity, seriousness has to be there. So these instructions, these offenses are given for us to be very careful and to follow it. If we don't know, sometimes devotee will say that gyan is not necessary. We are not gyani. Our gyan is not that we want to be gyani and use gyan for liberation. Our study of Bhakti Sastri is bhakti. It's Bhakti Sastra. So you have to know this Shastra at least to know what is right and what is wrong, what is do's and what don't. So we study up to that extent, which we know what is to be done and what is not to be done. So that's why one of this out of 5 limbs, out of 5 potent limb, one of the limb is reading book. So every day, some amount of time, listening all the time, If you associate with higher energy of Krishna, you'll go high. If you associate with lower energy, you'll go low. So as much as possible, I know, it's a little hard, but keep on, trying. So that's the purpose. That's the purpose of, these teachings to us, that live a very regulated life as much as possible. And if something is happening accidental, Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu is there, they will help us. Okay, so 20th Anga is Tan Ninda Adi Asahishunuta, not tolerating the criticism of the Lord or his devotee. So what happens if you end up hearing the blasphemy of some devotee? Somebody, oh, this person is like this. That's your experience. I'm servant. I have always served. My experience is very good, So we don't really, deal too much into blasphemy. So if that is happening, then the first thing is that you should be competent to defeat the blasphemer. I don't know if we do this, right? Or give up your life or leave the place. Out of these 3, which one is easier to do?
Leaving the place.
Yeah, leaving the place. Leaving the place. So sometimes, we just start talking about one of the temple project. Yeah, another project. Okay, so what is the status of this? Completely derail the topic if you don't leave the place. So these are the things, we should watch to make sure that we are not being part of the offense that is being done. Okay, so that's what is the scope of chapter 8. Okay, so please read chapter 7 and chapter 8. That's why you have the homework to do. If you do the homework, I don't have to say this thing again and again, but I won't receive any homework. So please keep on working on your homework. And then chapter 9 talks about another set of anga, which is going from 21 to 42. And then chapter 10 talks from 43 to 46. So we'll talk about these angas in next class. I would like to pause here and hear if there is any questions. Anybody has anything that they would like to ask on anything that we have discussed so far, or share any realization that you have.
I would like to share one thing, Prabhuji. So thank
Yes,
you.
Prabhuji.
Thank you for sharing these points very, very nice to understand and meditate upon them. So one thing is after doing the three haratis, I think personally I don't do um, the 10 offenses and Chaitanya Charitamrita. We don't read them.
Chatana Siksha.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Sistastakam. So we
Yes.
do it in the temple, as I said. I think Manohar Prabhu does these two. I think now onwards, that is a take-home point for me to implement that. Um, that is one thing, Prabhuji. Thank you for sharing.
Also, Mangala Aarti you do every day?
Every day, 3 hours.
Every temple Mangala Aarti happens, but do you all attend Mangala Aarti every day?
Not temple. I mean to say home. Home Mangala Harati. Right?
Yeah.
3 haratis.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You should do it, Prabhuji. You should do it. You know, Tilak 24 places like Om Keswaya Namaha, Om Narayana Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, you know, like that. Om Vishnu Namaha, Om Vamnaya Namaha. You know, all those 12 places. By reading the mantra. Because temple, when we say that our body is temple, right? It should be decorated with tilak, So workplace, when we go, here we put the water. But other, 11 tilak is right there. Anytime if you pull the t-shirt, you would see that 12 tilak right there. So we should, do like those things. Keep the body always decorated. Anytime, anywhere. We are, try to, as soon as we get home, take shower twice or thrice, at least twice shower. And putting tilak all the time, keeping body very clean. It's prerequisite. It's not one of the anga of the bhakti, but it's prerequisite to always have more, devotional mood. Eating only to devotee's house or cooked by, nice, sincere devotee. All of those things are important. We don't tell people, but internally we try to make sure that we are being careful as much as possible. The body has their own language. We are getting old and things happens. So that part we have to also understand. But as much as possible, this is our tapasya. Some regulation. What does it say? Regular. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says regulative, and there is one R, restricted. So living a life that is very regulated and following that on regular basis. We don't have to necessarily show off. Also, bhakti should not be shown off. Whatever you can go, whatever you can do that is aligning with Guru Shastra and Sadhu, you should very humbly do. Not make it as a subject of pride. Also, it's very big topic. Bhakti of Krishna is Krishna himself. You know that, right? It's Antarang Shakti of Krishna. It's not Bahirang Shakti. So engaging in devotional service means you are associating with Krishna directly. That's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in Harinam Chintamani. On the Madhurya Kadamani, he says that Krishna's bhakti is Antaranga Shakti, internal potency of Krishna. So engaging in that means directly associating with Krishna. Those are the things. So Nectar of Devotion is very, very powerful book. It is based on teaching by Mahaprabhu given to Rupa Goswami. So everything and anything that we see here, we should try to follow. Anything else anybody has before we adjourn? Any realization, anything?
Prabhuji, two questions I had. One, the offenses. Suppose we commit an offense, then what is the remedy? And second is in at home when we are doing deity worship, then how means it is say one room only we are there. So then we should cover the deity place and then we can do things which is no, which may be offensive in front of the deity. How to mitigate that?
Oh, I wanted to show you a slide that I read today from Madhurya Kadambini, and I don't quite remember because it's hard for me to remember where did I read it, but it says that as we are purifying, there are chances for us to commit mistake. Okay, so it's not like that you and I do not make mistake. We should not even think that I don't make a mistake. We do make mistake, but keep on engaging in devotional service more seriously and not committing the same mistake again and again will make us stronger. I found it. Can I share something with you? Prabhu, can I share something?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes.
Okay.
Please. Thank you.
Are you seeing the screen?
Coming up.
So
Yes. No.
6 type of anisthita bhajan, unstudied devotion. Okay. So somebody turn your camera on so that I can, get into the mood to talk a little bit better. So there is sadhu sangha, bhajan kriya, and then shraddha, sadhu sangha, bhajan kriya, anartha nivritti, right? So while we are going through these 4 stages, sadhu sangha, sadhana, bhajan kriya, all of that, we are not in a sthai stage. Unless and until you come to the nistha stage, our bhakti is stable. It's not like sinusoidal ups and downs. So why we are going through this stage, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives us this very nice, 6 type of symptoms by which we know that we are still not stable. He says utsaha mai, like sometimes little bit reading and thinking that I know everything, becoming puffed up. He says that I know everything now. I have memorized few verses. I know everything. Great devotee. They think that the knowledge of Krishna consciousness is vast. Okay, it's not me saying. Okay, you can read this. This is coming from and then ghana and tarala means ups and downs. That's what it means. Okay, so we are going through this ghana and tarala. We all are going through. Sometimes we are very very determined. Sometimes we fall down. We have like we are not a devotee. So these ups and downs happen. Third one, vyudha and vikalpa. What is to be done and what is not to be done. Okay, we are always contemplating. Oh, I did this. So what you said is basically here. Oh, I ended up criticizing somebody. Oh, I should not, and then very soon you realize that I end up doing a mistake. So next time, not doing it. But this is all the symptoms of anisthita bhakti, unstudied devotion. If you have mentality to criticize somebody, write down on a paper that you are not there. Okay, so everything Shastra Acharya have help us understand. So this Vyud Vikalpa is third, and fourth one is Vishaya Sangra. This is very important. Okay, this Vishaya Sangra is the another symptom to know. It's kind of greed, thinking that I cannot, survive if I don't do this. Still thinking that I'm surviving or I'm doing great because of my skill, my talent. My happiness is because of me. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, no. Bhakta, je jathamam prapadante tam sathamya bhajame aham. Says, no. Whatever degree you have surrendered to Krishna, up to that degree, Krishna is rewarding. So if we fully surrender to Krishna, then Krishna will fully reward us. Okay, but that doesn't mean then you have to read the commentary, given by Vishwanath Thakur to understand. But I'm just, very quickly telling you that Visaya Sangra is one of the symptom. And then the fifth one is very important. Niyam akshamaha. This niyam akshamaha, I have written diary after diary. If you look at my diaries, diaries after diary I write, every day I write, and I make a schematic, I make, picture drawing, that I should not do this. Today I did not do this right. I should not try to do like that, but still I end up doing it. Okay. So it's very hard. All of us know that we have to be pure devotee, right? But we fail. At least I fail. I'm not sure. I should not say that we fail, but I fail. Okay. So Vishwanath Thakur says,
we fail only, Prabhuji.
huh?
We also fail only, Prabhuji.
Okay. So we fail, and we are failing because of the unstudied devotion, anistita bhakti. Because you won't be able to follow the rules and regulations that you want. And then Taranga Rangini. Taranga Rangini means sometimes if you are in association of a devotee, you feel like that, oh, I now got it. Somebody is giving very nice class and empowering you. In that association, you feel like that, I got it. I understand Krishna now very well. And then tears will start coming. You will feel very devotional, which is good, not bad. But then after some time, it will go away. And then again, we become, the way we are. So these all 6 things happens when we have some shraddha, when we are associating with devotees, sadhu sangha, bhajan kriya, and we are trying to get out of anartha. Once we can come across of these 4 stages, then bhakti become asthai. Okay. Until then, it's asthai bhakti. So asthai bhakti has these symptoms. One day somebody was asking me, what should be the goal of the life? I said, we do hear about, nishtha and ashakti and ruchi and bhava and prema. We do hear about it. But right now, our target should be at least to come to this stage of asthai bhav. Everybody should make a target to come to the stage of nishtha bhav. And what is nishtha bhav? Nishtha bhav is that I'm not going to be impacted by the duality of the material world. Praisal and appreciation should not impact me. Being powerful or powerless should not impact me. Who I am soul, and my duty is to purely engage in service of Supreme Lord. It's a little bit maturity. So coming out of all of this duality, but normally our mind would not let us come. If we don't do this, then this person will think like that. Leave everything on Krishna. Why you are wasting your time? Do bhakti. Now, I always meditate. I say that, na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavita vajagdis kamaye mam janmani janmani ishware bhavatad bhakti hetu kitoi. That's the goal. We are not there, right? So criticism we do end up doing, and we do end up hearing. But if you are doing that, know that you are in that stage, or I am in that stage. I'm teaching it, Prabhu. So I'm just giving you the reference. I'm not just telling this point. I'm showing you where from it's coming. The second sour of the nectar, Madhura Kadamni. You can go and read that by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He talks about it. Okay, so that answer your first part of question. Don't criticize too much of yourself. You know that you are in the process, and due course of time, it will purify. What was the second question, Prabhu? I forget.
Second thing is, suppose the DT is in one room and I am kind of most of the time in the same room. So when I'm doing not directly not worshipping the deity, then we should cover it so that then
Yeah,
I
cover it.
can, yeah.
Cover it. Yeah, cover it. Normally, it's better to have a separate room for deity,
Mhm.
but we live in apartment. Like when I was living in apartment, we had deity, in one of the corner,
Mm.
and but we had nice deity. Then later, I bought a nice cabinet, a glass cabinet, and then I had my deity in that cabinet. So I'll basically close, and then in Dallas we got a house, so we had a DT room. The first thing that when I get into the house, I see where my DT is going to be. See, I remember same thing in this house, Prabhu, the house that we are in. We came in June,
Mhm.
and as I came, I decided that this will be my DT room if I get this house. Then July, August, September, we were just busy in the market. Until then, this house was not sold. So in October, when we bought this house and we had our DT in that room, I always take a Ranidhi. Since we desired that our DT will be there, Krishna didn't even let this. This is just way to think, right? So, so situations are there, surroundings are there, So many personal, experience with Krishna, right? That's why Krishna is working with us. We don't know, but if you really understand, you'll see that he's helping us every minute. He's helping us come. He knows that we are child, we are baby, we make mistakes. So it's better to close and at least make sure that the data room is closed. And if somehow or other, if you end up making some offense, beg the forgiveness. One thing that I personally think that we should do is that keep DT room little segregated, so that not all the gossip, not all the activity of the house, talking on the phone and everything else is happening in front of the DT. Should not happen. Little bit, safe place. And whenever you get into that area, bow down. So you have a DT room. Yeah, don't just don't get into, like, I have a DT room here. I don't make it like a very, common familiar type of thing. I know Krishna, just get into this, start doing things. Every time as you get, the first thing you should do is bow down. Six Goswamis, they were always bowing down, bow down, bow down. So those are the habits, So give some respect to DT, Krishna, they're Krishna. Don't think that, I know it's our DT, I have been worshipping him. They say that familiarity brings the contentment, right? Yes. So have that respect. So those are the things I would say, Prabhu, and
Thank you.
we'll progress. Keep on reading more and more, Prabhuji. It's very important. Thank you so much. Thank you for your association and time. So we finished 2 chapter 7 and 8, and we will try to finish at least 3 chapter on next class. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. We have to go only up to 19th chapter.
Yes.
No, we don't read entire NOD, only up to the Eastern section. So 19th chapter, and then NOD is done. Then we'll get into Ishopanishad. Yes. Vanchkalpatarivesha kripa sindhuvesha patitanam pavaneve vaishnave namo namaha anant koti vaishnavind ki jai Sambal Bhaktavind ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for your association. Hari Bol. Dandavat pranams to everyone.